So you're speaking two languages. You're saying like an idiot.
Hey. Welcome to July. It is. Welcome to July. What's up, people?
Good morning, everybody.
Why can't I find?
Come on in and say hello.
Freeman is live.
Say good morning. Say share with everybody. Today is a grand day.
There you go. Share.
I don't know if anything's gonna change with what I'm about to look at.
Why is my phone all jacked up?
Hello. Make sure you share this with your friends. Make sure you use the hashtag live_free_revolution.
What?
Oh, y'all gonna be mad.
I didn't get kicked down a notch, did I?
No.
Evelyn Flowers.
Ain't move not one iota. The Evelyn Flowers.
I did. I'm down to number 7. I was at number 5 yesterday.
No, you were number 7. No, you were.
I was 5 yesterday.
Oh, well.
I moved down 2 notches.
Mm-hmm. See?
Oh my gosh!
The winner for the super fan of the week is the Evelyn Flowers with 9,000 hearts.
Wow.
Those of you on...
That's cumulative. Stop. I'm putting my hearts on right now. Josh, go get my tablet and start hearting it up.
Hold on. Don't heart.
It's too late. She's doing it right now.
Let's see. All right, cool. All right, so since Flowers was a super fan, I just reset it. So starting today, you're on. Those of you on Periscope, whenever you tap the screen, it'll make the hearts begin to fly. Got the comment bar up.
I'm coming for
What are you liking? You just hearting for no reason.
Just for no reason.
Oh, you tagged somebody. See? He was about to comment.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, Sister Locklear.
Angie. I hit it by
Good morning.
accident.
Make sure you guys share this with your friends and with your followers and all. Let them know we're here. We're here Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Midday Motivation. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and click the notifications bell. And if you are on...
Can I get some more?
If you are on...
You do?
I'm sorry.
No. Facebook?
That was just funny. I'd like a glaze with peanut butter.
I don't want a glaze. I want some peanut butter.
Just a glaze. Do you like a lot of peanut butter or a little bit of peanut butter?
It depends on what I'm eating.
I'm asking the people.
Well, it depends.
Like if you eat a peanut butter sandwich or a piece of toast with peanut butter,
I want a thin, I want a glaze of peanut butter on a sandwich. That's not a sandwich. That was just toast and peanut butter. That's my breakfast. I need more peanut butter. Nah,
it's not fake news, KB. It's real. It's all the way live.
I think Periscope is fake news. It is, because it knocked me down. I'm down to 7th place.
You wasn't hearting.
I was at 5th place yesterday.
The hearts matter on the replay.
Mm-hmm.
Hearts, lives. Periscope hearts matter.
Periscope.
Yep. All right, so Sister Flowers, you get the prize. I don't know what the prize is.
I don't know either.
We'll see. We'll get a prize. Yes, Josh has joined us for a sec. Can you leave your shirt alone?
Sir? I didn't want to see that.
Sorry. I want to see your bird.
He wanted to say something so bad. Huh? What'd you say?
What you want to say? Huh?
Okay.
Push up. Get it back. Holla.
Really? Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually did 5,000 on one day and never made the list for real.
No, man. I'm telling you, the list.
It's cumulative, though.
Right.
It's from the moment the moment you started Heart. Let me look and see right here.
Stop. It's not going to show you anything. I just disabled it and enabled it.
Oh, so
now it's going to reset.
0?
Yeah.
Everybody's at 0.
Everybody at 0.
I need the
somebody's
proof.
out hurting you.
Okay.
I need the proof.
Somebody out hearting you right now.
That's all right. I just need the proof.
I got you.
Where do you go?
It's a daggone shame, everybody.
See?
Okay, we'll get to hearting.
Mama, Miss Angie's above you.
Okay, we'll get the heart.
So look, I can see what's going on right now. We're at 1.3. We're still at 1.36. Antonio Brown. Jesus have mercy. Bless his heart, Lord Jesus. He might be going to the Buccaneers. Come on, man. Bring my stuff in. So
a little bit, unless it's with jelly on the PB&J sandwich.
Okay, I like the peanut butter. If you want peanut butter, put your peanut butter on. Yeah, right. Exactly. You were there. KB, you were there. You used to be a super fan. You are
still
there.
A super fan. Periscope, they just it's.
You used to be on the list of super fans, and
he ain't never stopped though until recently.
I'm just saying.
It means something's wrong with it.
If somebody goes and watches you can look at broadcasts from 4 years ago, right? Right now, 4 years ago today, you can see whatever was broadcast. And so if you go in there right now and you get me, they count. I'm just saying, they matter on the replay. Feel me, cousin?
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. Here we go. The book of Jonah, chapter 2. And you still ain't found out what you're supposed to say in Spanish. How you supposed to say it in Spanish?
Oh, yeah. My bad.
You're supposed to tell us that.
Hey, Siri.
No.
Josh,
get off the camera.
I just want to stand there.
Thank you.
Me and Joe are on the train.
All right, go train. Oh, I just stuck my pencil in it.
Lick it.
The pencil?
Ew, that's nasty. He took one day off Belcher.
Take that, please.
Oh, you stopped when you watch on the big screen. Okay, cool. You know, for some people, the hearts don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Okay, I'll stop. It's cool.
Okay.
Either way.
I'm just going to be rude, y'all. I'm sorry.
You ain't sorry.
I'm a peanut butter toast. I'm hungry.
I'm going to give me some peanut butter and bananas.
Okay.
All right. Jonah chapter 2. Jonah is in the belly of a fish, a big fish. What?
He's on his intestines. He's
on his stomach. He's on the lining of his stomach. And he is in the place of dead fish, or the place of the depths, the deep, the place of the dead, if you will. And that's why he says Sheol in verse 2. He says, out of the belly, this is his prayer. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice. For you cast me into the deep, into the hearts of the seas, and the flood surrounded me, and all of your billows and your waves passed over me. Then I said, I have been cast out of your sight, and I will look again toward your holy temple. Verse 5, chapter 2, verse 5. The waters surrounded me, even to my soul. The deep closed around me. Weeds are wrapped around my head. Jonah is Jonah is telling us he is in a place. He's in a bad place. He's in a place he doesn't want to be. He's in a place where he shouldn't be. But remember, he is only here because of his disobedience. He's only here because he decided not to go where God wanted him to go, and the Lord prepared this great fish to swallow him. Go ahead.
But even yesterday, I just kept thinking about Jonah. This isn't Bible. This is Dina. His verbiage doesn't sound like he takes accountability for where he is.
Mm-mm.
But when I thought about it, it speaks to the sovereignty of God. Like verse 3 says, for you cast me into the deep. God didn't cast him there he opted to go there. But when you think about it, it speaks to the sovereignty of God and how Jonah knew that this is the sovereign God who knows all.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't cast me in, but he knew that God is in complete control of everything. So the decisions that Jonah made were contrary to the will of God at that time. But because he's God, he allowed this fish to come. And so even in Jonah's disobedience and even in God rescuing him, it spoke to God's sovereignty that you cannot get out of God's vision.
That's right. You are always going to be in the scope of what God is doing. You're always going to be wherever you are, even if you are disobedient. God still knows where you are. And as we said, as we were talking about yesterday, that his plan is still going to come to pass. All right. Jonah realizes he's in a deep, dark place. The weeds are wrapped around his head. He's talking about, of course, seaweed, literally being wrapped around his head. Could have been literally wrapped around his head as he's saying this. He says, I went down to the moorings, of the mountains. The earth with its bars closed behind me forever. Now, this is kind of like, this is poetry. So he's kind of he's being poetic in what he's saying. And then he says, yet you have brought me up my life from the pit, O Lord, my God. So I'm not on land. I'm away from where I should be.
Maybe I shouldn't eat on camera.
No, you shouldn't. I was wondering how you was going to be doing it dignified. Stop laughing with your mouth open. Don't right here. You can run, but you can't hide. He says the earth closed behind me. So in essence, from the earthly and natural perspective, Jonah's dead. Imagine what those mariners thought, because remember, Jonah is thrown into the water and he is more than likely floating, right? And then all of a sudden they see this fish come up and
yes, God.
And so,
and can I just say, you just need to know that there are some situations where to everyone else, it's going to look like you are dead. It's going to look like ain't no way you can make it.
Mm-hmm.
But God.
Mm-hmm.
I wish somebody would just say, but God.
But God.
But God makes a way to elbow your neighbor.
Hunch your
neighbor. And say, but God, be encouraged that it might look dead to everybody else in every place else, but you got to know that God got you, even in the belly of the fish.
Absolutely.
With weeds wrapped around your head.
Mm-hmm. He said that the world closed to me, but you brought me up my life from the pit. Oh Lord, my God.
Come on, that's resurrection
God,
right there.
It absolutely is. But God is, he says, while everybody else is saying, man, that guy was on the ship and we threw him in the water and now he gone. A fish ate him.
He gone in their eyes.
Yeah. Lifesaver will pray and things will happen.
Yeah.
Not that bullshit. And so now imagine what their testimony is going to be when they get back to land or when they get to Tarshish. Because if the scripture didn't tell us if they continue to turn around or whatever. Now, of course, they had thrown most of the cargo overboard. But whenever they get to where they're going, imagine, we had a prophet of God on the ship and storm, They tell the whole story. We threw him in the water so it could get calm. And that's what he told us to do. We prayed that his blood wouldn't be on our hands. You throw him in the water and immediately the storm is calm. The storm goes away. But then 15, 30 seconds, 2 minutes later, a fish eats him. I got to trust God. And it would have taught the mariners to not only trust God, but it will also taught the mariners to be obedient to God.
The first time.
Absolutely. And so this is major. And Jonah says, yeah, the earth with its bars closed behind me forever. Yet you have brought up my life from the pit, O Lord, my God. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord. That's verse 7. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord. And my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. Now, this is the tense Tense. The tense of it is that he has been in the belly of the fish for a little while. Because he says, when my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord. That suggests when I got to the place where I didn't know what was going to happen, what it was, where I was going, I didn't know what I was going to do. That's when I remember who you are, Lord. That's when I remember that you have never left me, that you will never forsake me, and that you are doing great, wonderful, and mighty things, and you are doing all of this in your timing and in your will, and God, you've got it all settled already. That's what he suggests. The text suggests when he says that, when my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. So not only now, but even on land before this happened, when I remember who you are, I praise you. Watch this. When you remember what God has done, it causes you to tell God thank you. It causes you to tell God. It causes you to give God praise. It causes you to worship him when you remember what he's done. Right? Judges chapter 4. I forget the verse, but it says the children of Israel no longer remembered what the Lord said or what the Lord had done. They've forgotten all that God has told them, has said to them, and all that God has done for them. It is absolutely imperative that we never forget what the Lord has done. I said this last night. He is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He is the absolute same. There's a verse coming to my mind, and I want to make sure I get it right. That regardless of where we are and where we may find ourselves, that God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And that is, yes, Hebrews 13:8. I just wanted to make sure I had the address right because I got it wrong last night. Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Now, of course, Jesus Christ is the embodiment of God. So it's God in the flesh, right? He's Emmanuel, God with us. And so when Jonah's praying this, he doesn't know Jesus Christ yet in the form of God, right? Because he hadn't been born in the earth realm. And so when he says this, he says, when my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord. When I was down and out, I remembered the Lord. When stuff wasn't right, I remember the Lord.
That sounds like David's poetry.
Mm-hmm. Sounds just like it. When my mother and my father forsake me, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. It is imperative that we do not forget who God is. Delight yourself in the Lord; He'll give you the desires of your heart. When I remember who God is, then things begin to go the way that the Lord wants them to go. And my prayer went up to you into your temple. Not only physically what he would see of the temple, but in God's heavenly habitation or into the heaven, right? That's what he's talking to. Those who regard worthless idols forsake their own mercy, but I will sacrifice to you with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay what I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord. Oh. Wait a minute, Jonah. But I will sacrifice to you. I will worship you with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay what I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord. Now, when Jonah says this, and we're going to finish the chapter. When Jonah says this, because we right here, verse 10. When Jonah says this is when Jonah verbally agrees to do what the Lord said. This is Jonah's yes. All right, you know how we often say, let's give, we got to give God our yes. We got to, say yes to your will, yes to your way, etc. This is when Jonah says, he says, I will pay what I have vowed. And basically the text suggests that Jonah is a man of God. He's a prophet. He's going to do what the Lord has said. Now, he doesn't want to go to Nineveh. We'll see later why. But he doesn't want to go to Nineveh, but he wants to be obedient.
Come on.
He doesn't want to go to Nineveh.
I don't
but
want
he wants
to
be obedient.
But I want to be obedient.
No, but yes, God. I don't.
But isn't it like Jesus? I mean, didn't Jesus say to let this cup pass from me? Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. It's okay to not want to, but do it because because you love the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay. Now, my prayer is that eventually I get to the place where I want to,
Mm-hmm.
but it is okay to not want to.
This is bad English. Go ahead. But what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say obedience is better than sacrifice.
It ain't in my want to, it's in my got to.
It's better.
It's bad English, but it makes spiritual sense. Yes, it does. It ain't in my want to, but it's in my got to.
You got to.
So he says, I will pay what I have vowed. God, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. Now, it suggests, Jonah never, and of course we know, we've read the text up until this point, Jonah never said, yes, Lord, I'm going to go to Nineveh. He's never said that. But what we do know is that Jonah is a man of God. And so at some point prior to Jonah chapter 1, we know that Jonah has received and accepted his call to be a prophet of God. All right, because Jonah chapter 1 tells us that. So when he says this, so the Lord spoke to the fish again. That word again is not there. The first time, God tells the fish to go swallow Jonah. The second time, so the Lord spoke to the fish and he vomited Jonah onto dry land. Yes, that is the right word in Hebrew, that it was not added for an English inflection. It is, he had vomited Jonah on the ground.
But look at the triggers for that. Look at the triggers for the miracles.
Mm-hmm.
And good or bad, a miracle is a miracle. Jonah's disobedience caused the miracle of the fish swallowing him.
Right.
Jonah's obedience caused the miracle of the fish releasing him. It's your obedience that's going to cause some release in your life.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm smiling for two reasons. Because that's good.
And you're thinking of the song.
I'm thinking of the song.
Wait, I wish I could put the link in. Oh my God.
What is it? You work it out. Gotta work it out.
I got sick.
And she's talking about it's the song Charles Hayes, Cosmetology Land Choir. And she sings that part, gave it all over to the Lord and worked it out. And she says, and the whale got sick. And that's what she does. And the choir said, work it out. Work it out. And she said, whale got sick. Work it out. And she just keeps doing it. And she does it about 20 times. And it's like, lady, okay, we get it.
Come on. I love all God's people.
So,
but it's the melanin in us that makes us great. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus.
And so this fish vomits Jonah onto dry land. Now, I just want to say this. Can you imagine what the first encounter of someone's going to be?
Is that her?
I don't know. Can you imagine what the first encounter of somebody will be when he gets to where he's going? Because the Lord causes the fish to vomit him up. Now, listen, it's not just Jonah coming up. Yeah, now you're getting it. It's not just Jonah. It's all of that coming up on dry land. Have you ever seen a fish do this? No. You've never seen, nobody has ever reported a fish comes out of the water, does this, and goes back in the water. This is a miracle in itself as well. That God commands this fish, hey, go swim to shore. This big fish. And anybody who knows fishing, Deacon Melly, you don't hear, anybody who goes fishing and others, you know that the big fish don't hang out in shallow water. Big fish hang out in deep water. Because it's not enough room for them. But God speaks to this fish, and this fish goes over to land, boom, and then it swims right back, and then right back on with the rest of his life. Right? And so this is major. Jonah smells like water. He smells like dead fish and everything else. I'll just leave it right there. And now he's a stinky preacher that's got to go give a stinky word.
Does he stink? This is not the Bible.
Mm-mm.
Sorry.
That's why I say he stinks.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
He's been hanging out with fish.
I don't know. Lazarus was hanging out with dead people.
Sure.
3 Hebrew boys was hanging out in fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, and the text doesn't say he smelled, right? The text tells us in with 3 Hebrew boys that they didn't smell like smoke. The text doesn't tell us that he didn't smell like vomit or whatever. The text suggests that he had the remnants of vomit and moving on. So we're gonna keep it right there. We're gonna leave it right there, rather. But you're still trying to find it.
I am. I think this is the lady. If I find it, I'm gonna put it on the page.
Just fast forward to the end of the video.
I don't know if it's the end or not. No. I don't know. I'm gonna find it for y'all though.
Amen.
Amen.
We'll just put it on the page.
It was Kev on stage did it, didn't he?
Yes. We'll just put it on. We'll put it on the Facebook page or something, so y'all can see it. See what we're talking about. All right, we gotta go. It's 11:30. We're overtime, and our children are making a boatload of noise.
No, that's my mother. Watch out
in the background.
Watch.
I said my children.
That's
I didn't know
mama.
if that was your mama or not.
Hey, mama.
See,
She ain't gonna answer back.
see, look, that's it, Sister Jackie. A big fish in shallow water would get stuck, but since it was obedient to God, it was able to freely go back to the ocean. Absolutely, or back to the into the sea. Absolutely, that's absolutely right. We gotta go. It's 11:30.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Come on,
folks.
can we be like the fish though? God gave a word, fish went open his mouth. God gave a word, fish released Jonah. Can we be like the fish? When God just give a word, we just be like, all right, here we go. That's it.
And the beauty of it, fishes do not have souls, right? Like animals. God breathed into us, and we became a living soul. Animals don't have soul. All they do is do what God said.
That's it.
That's it.
Everything else
God.
except humans.
Oh, my gracious.
Everything
Thank you,
else.
Holy Father.
They were created. And Kevin said it. That was an offering one. Everything was created for us. We were the only things, I believe I'm saying this right, Minister Brown. Let me know. Everything else was created for us. We were the only things that were created for him.
Yeah.
Freeman getting ready to post the link for y'all, right? In the comments. Y'all got to go look so you can laugh. It is hilarious. All right. I think we're done. We are done. We're going to put the link up for you guys. Go look at it. Get yourself a little laugh on. That's right. Thank you. It was a good word. So your motivation, it is July 1st. I encourage you.
What we going to do this whole month? Go ahead. We'll encourage you what? Go ahead.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought. It's July 1st. Oh, be free, man. Live free. Live free in every area of your life. Live free. That's it. I don't know what he was talking about. What was you talking about?
I was talking about two things. The whole month. What can everybody do for the whole month to be better, to live free? Also, we supposed to get everybody what we're doing this month.
Oh, shoot. We'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot.
I just put it in the comment section of the video. It didn't come up just yet, but it should momentarily.
It usually comes right up. You must have put it in the comments on, not for this, on Facebook.
Not for what?
Like you can comment.
I just put it right there.
But that's a different place. That's not here. Now, is there a place where you can comment there? You got to go to your thing. All right, we're going to work this out. We're going to get it for you right now. Just hold that thought.
I don't know. It's going to be there.
Here you go. Put it there. Like if you go click on this.
I did.
Are your comments coming up? Put it there. Yep. And then now that should come up. See? Look at that.
She knows something.
He the IT guy.
Eat it. Whatever.
All right, folks.
Whatever.
I miss you all.
Likewise.
I miss you all so much.
But we will be back in the sanctuary at the right time.
Is he making up a song?
Yes.
Oh, man.
We will be back in the sanctuary.
All right. Let's log off now.
At the right time.
Okay.
Ooh.
Go click on it. It's funny. Get your laugh on.
Kevin on stage is going to make you laugh.
Yes, he is.
If you like to laugh, like and subscribe his page.
Yes.
Really good guy. Christian comedian. And a lot of his stuff. A lot of stuff he laugh at. He just make fun of stuff we do in church. Yeah, Christian. He's like, you know what? This is funny.
Because some of the stuff we do is
This is
comical.
funny. Yeah.
Comical.
Really, really funny.
All right.
Bless you guys. Thank
We
you so
love
much
you.
for being with us.
Oh,
We
it's
appreciate
11:40. God.
No, it's not. It's 11:36.
You know what?
All right. We miss y'all too. For real. For sure. We'll be back
Tomorrow.
at 11 o'clock
Yeah.
for Midday Motivation. All right. Y'all be blessed.
Love
Remember
you.
this. You can't do things about it. Grace and peace.